Hey, I haven't uploaded in a while, but I see a decent amount of people seemed to really like that Doom Eternal Ultra Nightmare video I put out. And if you're one of those people who subscribed to this channel in hopes of seeing another banger video like the Ultra Nightmare experience, fret not. I will be doing a lot more Doom stuff before the Dark Ages drops. Hopefully, including more Ultra Nightmare runs as well as other more wacky Doom related stuff. And I don't just do Doom and gaming on this channel, I pretty much just make whatever the hell I want to make. And I don't typically like to make big, long-winded intros like this, but I figured since I got a bit of a bump in subscribers recently, I should probably put this in here as a little disclaimer so people know what to expect from this channel going forward. So anyways, not gonna waste any more of your time, let's just get into the meat and potatoes of the video. Doom 2016 introduced me to a whole new genre of FPS, and I loved it. And then Doom Eternal came around and was so good, it changed the way I look at video games as a whole. Despite what many people say, it was not just more Doom 2016 or Doom 2016 but better. Yes, a lot of mechanics were reused, but there were a lot of very important changes in Doom Eternal that make each game feel like unique entries in the franchise that can both stand on their own as great, unique games. I mean, some people even prefer 2016 over Eternal. Their opinion is stupid and wrong, obviously, but I digress. Low ammo count plus chainsaw, flame belch for shield, weak points, and blood punch. Doom Eternal does not play like a traditional boomer shooter at all. But the point I'm trying to get across is that id doesn't want to make the same game over and over again. Each new game they put out, they seem to have a different design philosophy.
We have a saying, it's like in Doom Eternal, it was jump and shoot. Doom 2016, it was run and shoot. In Doom the Dark Ages, it's stand and fight.
Yes, I am talking about the awesome trailer we got about a month ago for Doom the Dark Ages, and you might be asking yourself why I waited a month to talk about this. So let's just kick this thing off with mechanics, level design, that kind of stuff. It looks a hell of a lot different than anything we see in 2016 and Eternal. And we're gonna start by talking about the chain shield. Holy shit. This thing looks fucking awesome. You can parry certain attacks, you can throw it to stun heavy demons or kill fodder demons. You can shield bash a big group of enemies and make them go flying back. It looks so fucking crazy. The only thing that might have been sort of, possibly concerning is the block. And that's just because it kind of slows you down, it halts you in place. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, because the only time we see it in the trailer is when we're getting shot by the Arachnotron, which I assume weak points are still a thing, so you can probably shoot that turret off, and the fact that blocking slows you down so much and probably still leaves you vulnerable to attacks from behind, I feel like it's more so incentivizing the weak point system. Obviously, I could be very wrong about that. We have very little to actually go off of here, but that's just my assumption. And while there hasn't been any real confirmation, I think it's safe to say that the chain shield is going to be the main source of ammo, which is really freaking cool, because prior in Doom Eternal, when you wanted to get ammo with your chainsaw, you would have to sit through a little 3-second animation, which I personally never really minded all that much. It gives you a second to breathe, strategic iframes. But some people were not a big fan of that mechanic. This is going to force the player to be a lot more active and directly involved in their acquisition of ammo. The melee system looks fucking crazy. I have no idea if glory kills are still a thing, if it's being totally replaced by some weird new system. Hugo seemed excited to talk about it in his interview, and I'm sure we'll hear more about it at Quakecon. So who knows how that's going to turn out. On top of that, we're getting mech combat and dragon flying in-game. And whether or not those things are just going to be set pieces or if they will have a little more depth to them, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm excited nonetheless. I think everyone else is excited nonetheless. I can't wait to see that shit. Back to the more integral mechanics of the game. Slow projectiles. Look at how slow these projectiles are. That's weird. It really is a lot more similar to classic Doom in that it seems there's going to be a lot of bullets and projectiles flying around everywhere. You're going to have to dodge and weave around them rather than just dodging a projectile at a time like an imp fireball or revenant missile. And another big difference we see in this trailer is the amount of enemies on screen. It's really odd seeing just like clumps of 10 to 15 fodder enemies charging you at once. And speaking of new enemies, why don't we take a look at the new redesigns and new demons that they've added. The imp, or at least I'm assuming that's an imp, looks strangely like a Vortigaunt, with one eye shooting green lightning. I'm sure the green lightning is just a parry indicator, but still. It looks like a Vortigaunt. The Mancubus looks like your mom. The Revenant looks like a Grim Reaper, and it's fucking awesome. The Arachnotron looks pretty much the same, but the flying brain enemies behind him. People seem to think these are redesigned Cacodemons, and I really don't think they are. The Cacodemon is like one of the most iconic demons, if not the most iconic demon, in the Doom franchise, and I really don't think they would change its design as drastically as this. It's possible, but I think either this is an entirely new demon, or maybe this is a big maybe. I'm stretching it quite a bit here, but this could be the brain that they put in the Arachnotron suit. Because if you look at the Arachnotron, it's really just a brain with mechanical legs and shit. So who knows? Who knows? The Demon Rider looks really interesting. It looks like you can knock him off the demon that he's riding, and I assume the demon's gonna go into like Freako mode and go crazy bananas and wreck shit up once the Demon Rider's gone, but we'll have to wait and see. And then of course we get the Agadon Hunter, which is insane. This guy is gonna be like the Marauder of Doom the Dark Ages, and I cannot wait to see more of this enemy. It is so hype. But now I'm going to talk about weapons! Super Shotgun looks like a Super Shotgun, looks awesome, looks cool. Skull Crusher looks like probably the coolest gun in the game. Rail Spike Launcher, it's another Half-Life 2 reference. The Plasma Gun, it's not called the Plasma Gun. I remember Hugo said the name of it in an interview at some point, but I forgot. I'll put it up on screen now what the actual name is. It looks pretty cool. Of course, we get the Chain Shield, which has an insane amount of utility, it seems. And then we have the Flail, which I'm not sure if this is like just a melee button or if the flail is its own thing, because we also see Doomslayer kick, which could be a separate melee button, but maybe it's just like hitting the melee button 3 times. It does like a combo hit. I don't know. We don't have any information on that yet. So yeah. Let's talk about the story and the music. The music we hear in the trailer sounds pretty good so far. Obviously, Mick Gordon won't be doing it, so it'll be missing his signature style. But with this being such a different direction for Doom, I think having a slightly new style could actually be a good thing. Because Doom the Dark Ages takes place before Doom Eternal, and especially because it takes place before the Ancient Gods, we will still be in the good part of the Doom lore. And this particular section of the Doom lore makes for a fucking perfect setting for a Doom game. Personally, I'm a big fan of the fantasy aesthetic, so maybe I'm a bit biased, but it'll be so cool to see characters like King Novik and the Betrayer get more screen time, and who knows, maybe we'll get to see other Knight Sentinels as well. Maybe the Wretch, who gave the Slayer his armor? Holy shit, that would be so cool. There's just so many possibilities for this area of Doom lore, and I'm really hoping that since id Software isn't being rushed by a stupid-ass pre-order deadline or a global pandemic this time, that we get something really cool with this story. Hey, wait a sec, I'm gonna talk about Quakecon too. Well, that's the end of the main portion of this video. Now I'm going to talk about Quakecon. So I recorded this video before Quakecon, which was 5 months ago, and I had originally planned to make a separate Quakecon video, but since I don't really have much to say about it, I figured I would just squeeze it into this video. Quakecon was pretty freaking awesome. I didn't stay for a lot of it because I didn't have a BYOC ticket, which is really the main attraction of the convention. Also, I didn't go to the events at night because I was too busy getting slammered at the Texas bars, which were also pretty awesome. While I was drunk, I bought a loaf of banana bread from this guy who was raising funds for homeless folks, and it was pretty good banana bread. But anyways, back to QuakeCon. I did go to the Doom panels where they talked about mod support for Doom Eternal, which is so freaking awesome to have officially on PC now. And seeing the classic 90s Doom games get a massive update as well as an entire new expansion was nuts. I have yet to play the new expansion or try out the multiplayer co-op, but I absolutely plan on it in the future. The big Mondo Mama news, of course, was the exclusive Dark Ages gameplay showcase, which I was so unbelievably hyped for during the showcase that I had genuinely had a bit of trouble focusing on every little thing they were showing off. It wanted that showcase to stay strictly in that room at QuakeCon, so I won't say what all they showed off, even though I know others have. All I will say is that I cannot wait to see more of this game. The rest of QuakeCon was really cool. I bought some merch that my dog decided to chew a fucking hole through. I went to a developer meet and greet where I got to talk to a lot of the id devs, and that was super freaking awesome. I even had them sign my Doom Eternal Steelbook, and holy shit, this is so damn cool. Unfortunately, Hugo was not at the meet and greet, but I did end up running into him while walking around, and after having a panic attack, trying to decide if I should even go approach him or not, my friend talked me into doing it, and he was a super cool, super chill, super nice guy. He autographed my steelbook, and we just talked about the Dark Ages for a couple minutes. I've never really met any large figure that I look up to in person, so it was kind of a crazy cool experience. So yeah, that was QuakeCon. I had a pretty awesome time, and I look forward to going again this year, possibly with a BYOC ticket. But that's all I've got for now, so see you soon.